one thing I notice among my peers and young adults in general is this fear of passion, fear of being passionate about whatever they're passionate about, and this allurement, this widespread commitment to apathy in replacement of passion. And in this environment wherein apathy is seen as the standard, where in fact apathy is seen as normal, to be passionate about something, or for whether it be for a cause or for a hobby, it is seen as weird. And I see many people, including myself, hide their passions from their peers out of fear of being embarrassed or being seen as embarrassing or weird or some negative social stereotype. Like, for example, I remember last year I was studying in my free time at lunch in my school's library regarding a geopolitical situation in Asia, because I was genuinely interested in it. Geopolitics, especially in Central Asia and just Asia proper, is one of my passions, one of the things that I am interested about. And I was reading up on all these papers, this YouTube video about this certain topic, doing just researching. And a classmate comes over just to say hi, and he looks at my screen and he asks, "Hey, what's this for, dude? Which class is this for?" And in that moment, it seemed really embarrassing to me to admit that I was researching about that stuff on my own time, that I wasn't forced to be doing it, that I actually liked researching about it. And that's what I'm talking about today, this fear of being seen as silly or weird because you have a passion that is not normal. Because it's perfectly fine to be passionate about sports. And this environment of apathy can foster a community which has very little passion, and one who finds it weird to stand up for something that you deem important to stand up for, and embarrassing, and you come off as overzealous if you do stand up for something. Like, dude, it's not that big of a deal, it's not that deep. That's the underlying sentiment within these communities. And away from causes that people may find important is, as I talked about before, just hobbies. Maybe you're into taxidermy, maybe you're into some other niche which is seen as weird by commonplace society. And there's this stigma about those types of people, which causes those types of people, if they're self-conscious, if they're insecure about their social standing, it causes them to not be themselves, to hide who they truly are from their peers. And that can open up a whole slew of other problems, which I made a full video about, being yourself. But the thing is, the important thing to remember is that you are your own person, and you have your own passions, and that is okay, and that is good. In fact, you should be proud of your passions, and you should express yourself freely in a way that you want. Of course, you don't have to shove in everybody's face what type of person you are and what you like to do in your free time and what passions you have and what causes you stand for. Obviously, that's an extreme, which is obnoxious. I'm not saying you have to do that. What I'm saying is you don't have to do the opposite of that, where you hide yourself, where you hide your passions, where you hide your hobbies from your peers. Because it is important to express yourself freely, and it is healthy to do so, especially for your mental health. And it can get to a point where this social anxiety about what you like to do can stifle your passions, can cause you to stop doing them. And you lose that part of yourself because you are too concerned about what other people think of you. And that is really bad for you, and it can mess with your identity. I'm trying to fix this lighting. So if that spoke to you, if you are hiding parts of yourself, your hobbies, your passions, because of a perceived social insecurity, you need to realize something. The people you're hiding that part of yourself from are not worth giving attention towards, appealing to. They are not worth hiding yourself from. Nobody is worth hiding yourself from. In fact, it is perfectly fine for you to be passionate about something. It's good that you're passionate about something. Apathy is boring. Apathy is lame, okay? It's not cool to be apathetic. It's cool to be your own person and have your own interests and passions, and it's okay. And if those passions aren't shared by other people, it's perfectly fine, and it's good. Cool, you're unique, even better, right? So once again, whoever you're hiding your passions, your hobbies from, they're not worth doing that for. Nobody is worth doing that for. And you need to realize that if somebody, or if a group of people genuinely negatively change their opinion about you, their perception of you, just because you admit that, yeah, I do that as a passion. Yeah, I'm passionate about that. Yeah, I do that on my free time. Or if you show off your passion, like, yeah, I brought this in to show you guys because I'm proud of my work. If they negatively change their opinion of you for you doing that, they are they are bad people. Like, they're just bad people to keep company with. They're bad people to be around. And when I say bad, I'm not necessarily meaning morally bad, but they are unhealthy to be around, and they are not worth being around. The people who matter, you need to realize this, the people who matter are going to be accepting and maybe even curious about your hobby, your passion. You know, at the very least, they're gonna tolerate it, and they're not gonna have their opinion negatively changed by the fact that you're different. Okay? The people who matter, they are out there, even if it seems like everybody around you is apathetic and they ostracize people who are different. There are genuine people amongst you who you have not noticed yet, who you are not giving attention towards, because you're trying to appeal to these apathetic people who really don't give a fuck about you and will only use you and your passions as a source of humor for them. Whereas the genuine people who do matter, they are out there, but you just need to find them. And the way you find them is by expressing yourself for who you truly are and admitting that, yes, you are that type of person. You do have those hobbies, you do have those passions. And by putting yourself out there, the genuine people who share your interests maybe, or at least accept your interests, will notice you. And you, sooner rather than later, will get in connection with them. But if you continue to appeal to this apathetic body of people, you will never find those genuine people. And you'll be stuck in the cycle of trying to hide yourself and potentially even losing yourself, or at least losing touch with your passions because of social stigma. You need to overcome that social anxiety, and you'll be better off because of it. You will find an accepting community, or at least a small friend group to hang around in that accepts you for who you are. There are people out there, and there's enough of them out there in your community to have a supporting base of people. So don't be shy. Be confident in who you are. Because the people who pick on you, who tease you for having a different passion, they are insecure about themselves, and that is why they're going after you. So to be self-confident is to dismiss those people and be happy with who you truly are. Because that's the key to this, being happy with who you truly are and being proud of who you are. Okay, that's all I wanted to talk about today. I hope this helped.